Hey y'all, welcome to Racing Crafts. Today I am working on a Christmas card. We're doing Christmas in July. And I'm doing a 5x5 card. I'm using a couple stamps that unfortunately I can't tell you the name of them because I don't know them. This one came as just a rubber stamp. There was no mounting on it whatsoever. And so I just call it the Spirit of Christmas. It has really nice sentiment and I use it a lot. And then this one is one that I bought at Big Lots right after I started card making, and it didn't have a name on it either. So I'm sorry guys, but any Christmas stamp will work. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm doing something a little different. I'm working really hard on trying to use my scraps up. So that's what I'm doing here. So I have my white card, which is 5x5. It's 5x10 scored at 5. I have my inside matte piece. The red is 4 3/4 by 4 3/4. The white is 4 1/2 by 4 1/2. On the outside, my red is 4 3/4 by 4 3/4. And this patterned paper is by Paper Studio, and it is 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. There's quite a bit of border around that, but I really kind of liked it, and it worked. And then I have these two pieces, and this one, this white piece is 3 3/8 by 2 1/2, and this red piece is 3 5/8 by 2 3/4. So let's go ahead and we'll start by doing our stamping. I'm going to emboss today, and I'm going to use my Mini Misty because, well, it makes my life way, way, way easier, and I love this thing. The only thing I regret is that I didn't get the big one. But I'm happy I have this one, so I'm going to be content. So I'm just going to use my powder tool, and I'm just going to line up my stamp. I'm going more towards the top of my image, or of my card inside, because I want to leave plenty of room for sentiment writing. Okay, y'all saw what happened. It fell off, which means I've got too much gunk on the back. So I just spray it with some water, take my little chamois guy that I clean my stamps with over the top, and we'll try it again. That happens sometimes, especially with these cling mounts. Stuff gets on it and they don't stick properly. There we go. I'm just going to use my Versamark ink. Pardon my ink pad, it is atrocious. And you guys probably didn't see any of that because I was totally out of screen. Sorry about that. So we're going to go ahead and stamp that. Okay, and it looks like you need to put some more pressure up here. Christmas. Okay, I think we're good. I'm going to go ahead and ink this one more time just to be safe. I think most of it is there, but I work from the better safe than sorry method. There we go. Okay, looks good. So I'm going to set this piece aside, and I'm going to quickly wipe over that piece. Though it's not such a big deal if you've got some Versamark on it. All it will do is keep the rubber nice and supple, however you want to say it. Okay, this one I'm going to bring out a little bit so I will have room for my magnets. Okay. And I'm still not really going to have a whole lot of room for my magnets. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to do it like such. Okay. Sorry if my head gets in the way. I don't think it should, but just in case. Okay. I got that kind of lined up. I think it's where I need it to be. Oop, I forgot to powder, so we'll just quick do that. And I'm using Ranger Ultra Fine Princess Gold embossing powder. I'm just going to ink that up really well. We'll go ahead and close the door. Put some nice even pressure. And let's go ahead and press some more. I'm going to go ahead and ink it a second time as well. You know what? Let's do it that way. That way I know it got nice and coated. I'm gonna go over this one more time because I've got some splotches that aren't supposed to be there. And I'm just putting some pressure on the back because my table, if you can notice, kind of gives a little bit in the middle. It's not flat. Okay. Hopefully that. Okay, I think that's about as good as we're going to get it. So we're going to give it a shot. So I'm going to set that aside, and I'm going to grab a scrap piece of paper, which, nope, that's a sticker paper. Definitely don't want to use that. Ooh. Okay, well, we'll just grab this cardstock. Okay. Hey, that actually covered really well. I'm just going to grab a little, not that brush, paintbrush. I've got a little excess powder up here in the corner where it didn't quite get powdered. And I've got a couple spots I want to cover again. Okay. with the shakes. It does not make this job easy. Okay, there we go. Okay.
What time are you going to be getting up and going in the morning?
Look at this one little spot. Okay. There we go. Okay. And I'm going to set that up here quick, and I'm going to go ahead and powder the inside piece. There we go. This one's actually pretty good. Oop, here goes the dog barking. Sorry about that. Presley, you're fine. I know. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to set that aside too. And I'm going to go ahead and just funnel this embossing powder right back into the jar. And spill part of it everywhere. Okay. Alright, so now I'm just going to grab my heat gun. I'm going to get it nice and warmed up. I'm going to grab this reverse tweezers to hold on to this so I can not burn myself. And we'll just heat this up quick. Go. And we'll go ahead and heat our inside. Okay, there we go. Nice and quick. So let's grab the rest of our card, and while those cool a bit, we can start adhering things down. I think I've got you guys zoomed in way too much. So I'm going to come out, oop, wrong way, just a little bit. And there we go, that's a little better. Okay, so I'm going to start with my pattern paper. I'm just going to use a little art glitter glue, and I'm going to center it in the middle of the red cardstock, and I'm going to go ahead and put this down. Oops. That wouldn't have been good. Although I guess a side open would be fine. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get the inside of our card put together. Just like that. Okay. And we'll go ahead and cover that with glue. And we'll open her up. And we're just going to evenly space that in there. And I'm going to go ahead and put my stamp on the back. And I'm going to grab our piece, which turned out beautifully. And I'm going to go ahead and layer it on this red cardstock. I'm going to put a little more glue in there. The paper warped just a little bit with the heat tool, but I'm using really cheap white cardstock, so that's to be expected. Okay, and now I'm just going to layer that right in the middle there. And that is our card for today. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see y'all next time.